The opinions of this podcast are solely those of the creators and do not reflect the opinions of the filmmakers involved. If you are of legal drinking age, feel free to have a drink with us, but please do drink responsibly. You're listening to Cole-astic Cinema.
I've abandoned my child! I've abandoned my boy!
That's my son! It's my boy! My boy!
Look how they massacred my boy.
With your hosts, Fabian Salazar. You're going to see Nick Cage run up to a woman and punch her in a bear costume. And Cole Butterfield.
Oh, yeah. Big, dramatic music. Nick Cage almost falls through the floor. Oh, my God. But he doesn't. He pulls himself up. He takes a minute to catch his breath. Next scene.
Where we talk about movies.
Most of the time.
He should have just started like chasing Summer's Isle between the doors and having like do that thing where they pop out.
Oh, the
from opposite
fucking
ends.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah,
the 60s music.
Yeah. And they pop out at each other like, we scared each other because we opened the doors on the opposite side, then we run back in.
So come along for a ride and have fun.
Fucking read a script and it's been a while since
we've had a Cole-astic Cinema episode, and it's been a while
since I went and fucked things up just
like I always do. Welcome to Cole-astic Cinema. We're here with a brand new episode. It's been a handful of weeks for us. It's been a handful of weeks for you. And we are excited to be back here in the studio recording. Hope you liked the previous episodes we just uploaded. And,
massive dump.
And would really appreciate that like, share, subscribe. We are really close to being monetized, and every view, every like, every share, every subscribe counts. And
every breath you take, every move you make,
every deal you make.
Every comment you make, I'll be watching you.
We'll be watching you, and we will be sending you our love, thanks, and stickers when they get here.
I'm close to finishing that sticker. I got to get over the whole, artistic self-doubt and the fact that can actually make
they're
anything
good. They need just a little bit of work, and they will be up. We are like, you can't see my fingers, but they are literally edging how close they are.
You guys can see my fingers because it's just the one.
They're busting almost.
Straight busting.
It's that little. It's called pre-sticker that comes out.
Oh, exactly. It's that pre-sticker that comes out. Do you know you can get pregnant from pre-stickers?
Yeah, it's the most tangy.
It's the most tangy.
All right. So today we are going to be watching a very, very fun, very dumb horror movie. But this is also our first Nicolas Cage movie of this season. We're going to be watching the 2006 film, The Wicker Man.
Dude, I'm going to be honest, I'm a little nervous. Looking at reviews and comments and scores, because I know the memes. I know the memes. I mean, it's one of the ways I tried working on a Nicolas Cage impression was the fucking meme itself. Is the whole, not the memes.
I'll cut this bit out, but when you said I know the memes, I'm thinking about cutting the section and just inserting the bit of him yelling, "How to get burned? How to get burned?" Just that bit. No, the memes are great from this movie. If anything, this movie that's the only thing it's known for. This is one of the movies that didn't really need to get remade, but it did for whatever reason. It was in that 2006 lineup where it's like, all right, let's remake any horror film. All right, Wicker Man, let's put Nicolas Cage in it and absolutely just have him unhinged as fuck.
Amityville Horror, another 1970s movie. Let's just have Ryan Reynolds have a beard and be hot.
Exactly. He just has his shirt off.
And chopping wood.
And is not intimidating in any sense.
Doesn't matter. His shirt is off and he's chopping wood, and I'm here for it, baby.
Oh, God, so hot. And then, let's see.
What other fucking... like The Omen came out.
The remake of The Omen came out on 666, yeah.
That's right, I remember that.
Didn't get to need... That one's a shot-for-shot remake, just like the shot-for-shot remake of Psycho, which also didn't need to be remade.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not necessarily all full shot-for-shot. There's a masturbation scene that was not included in the original one that has Vince Vaughn, pulling his fucking pud.
Oh. Well, I mean, it's implied in the first one.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the first one, there's just implied shit, but that works so much better for it.
Oh, yeah, I think so. It definitely implied that.
But also, it didn't, no, it didn't need to be remade.
No, it did. Well, same with The Omen. The Omen's one of the few like scary movies I was able to see as a kid, like The Omen and Poltergeist, and I think I was able to I watched Child's Play on TNT.
Jesus, dude. Just throw it's like, oh, I wasn't allowed to watch scary movies except for the absolute fucking bangers of scary movies.
Like I said, I was sheltered. So for the bangers of the movies, and even then, like, it's one of my favorite impressions to do. It's like, this house is clean.
Oh yeah.
My favorite, like, just
No,
fallback
Poltergeist.
impression.
Poltergeist was great.
It's a great
also
goddamn
another movie that didn't need to be remade.
No, it didn't need to be remade. Even with Angelina Jolie, don't get two fucking shits. Or like giving me The Omen with Julia Stiles. No, look, I love these actors, and they're great and they're fantastic, but I don't need you
even
doing
like
that.
Julia Stiles and Liev Schreiber, they do their best, and
I think they do. I think they do a fun and great job as a way of kind of like trying to bring it to like, but you don't need to redo it.
No, and I get the appeal of remaking it for just because 666 was a thing.
I mean, obviously, yeah.
But like, honestly,
Well, it's the same with like the current the Crow remake that came out that like no one really asked for. Like these are there's certain things that just should not be touched.
No, and especially the Crow. Like, if you're gonna do a Crow movie, like leave Brandon Lee's memory.
Oh yeah, exactly.
alone.
Making him the same character as Brandon Lee was a horrible move.
Horrible.
On their part. That's why they're able
decision.
to make Crows afterwards because like, oh yeah, no, we're
Exactly.
leaving. We're leaving
like,
Draven.
The Crow was such a success, but we got to keep moving on. So keep the Crow moving on. Keep it a new character in a new universe. Renaming him as Eric Draven like just taints. Just like puts a giant smear on Brandon Lee's legacy, and it's so bad. And
also, it just seemed like just another fucking cash grab. Fucking
exactly.
Yeah.
It's the studio being like, "Okay, the rights for this movie's up, so we have to make a
another
movie
one so we
for
can
it."
keep a hold on the IP. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. But there are just certain things that just don't need to be touched. Like there does not need to ever be a Princess Bride remake.
no, which
Ever.
honestly, I might bleep that because I don't want studios to get ideas, let alone like.
Oh no,
because so many studios listen to our fucking podcast.
Robin Wright, Carrie Elliott, like a lot of the main characters are still fucking alive. To where you could do like a sequel or something like that. To where like, hey, do you guys wonder about their kids? What adventures they'll go on?
Oh, a legacy sequel.
Oh, a legacy sequel. Wouldn't that be fun? No, it fucking wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't.
There's certain things you just don't need to touch.
Just leave it alone.
Makeup.
Leave it alone. South Park did this bit fucking 20 years ago.
South Park did it first.
Exactly.
Hashtag South Park did it first.
South Park did this bit 20 years ago with the fucking George Lucas and Spielberg, like their whole bit with leave the movies alone.
Leave the movies alone.
Leave them alone. We like them how they were.
Leave them alone. Leave the movies alone.
Leave them alone. We don't need remakes. We don't need remakes. We don't need rehashes. We don't need blah, 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 blah. We need original ideas and great scripts.
Except we do need Nicolas Cage remaking a from what I could tell, niche-ish.
A very, niche British horror film from the 1970s. 1973.
That's the kind of remake I can kind of get behind. It's like, oh, you're taking this like obscure niche cult film and then remaking it with Nicolas goddamn Cage.
Remaking it for Johnny Ramone.
Johnny Ramone.
Johnny Ramone.
That is the most just Italian name I've ever fucking heard in my goddamn life.
Well, the Ramones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, those guys want to be sedated?
Yeah.
Or they have the Blitzkrieg Bop?
Both.
Were they piling in the back seat?
Yes.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's how you get Cole right there. You don't do that.
Yeah. So, this movie was made for Johnny Ramone.
It was just made for one man?
Yeah.
I mean...
For whatever reason.
Just one guy's like, I want Nicolas Cage redoing this.
I want an insane Nicolas Cage
movie.
Remaking a 19. Well, I mean, it tracks with Johnny Ramone and everything, but like with him, he probably loved the original, but I don't understand remaking it for him.
Well, that's another thing I don't understand about this remake is people like shit on this remake, and then like apparently Nicolas Cage clapped back saying, "No, we are actually making a black comedy." But from what I can tell from the comments and everything. No, you didn't.
Well, if you think about it in that way,
then
yes, this movie absolutely works, and I want you to think about it in this way.
You want me to think about it as a dark parody of this niche 1970s British horror film?
Yes, absolutely.
That is so many like adjectives and
Because if you take this movie seriously,
I mean, is it gonna piss me off?
in any aspect, you will have a terrible time.
That's why it's rated 3.9 on IMDb.
Exactly.
Because I looked that up. I'm like, God damn it, Fabian.
You cannot. No, you cannot take this movie seriously.
It's like, okay,
in
look,
any
I get
aspect.
Roxanne was problematic. Okay, look, I get
Even
The Phantom sucks.
no. Even the serious aspects of this movie, do not take seriously. You will have a terrible time if you treat this entire thing like it's a complete fucking farce. You will have a great time. This movie is hilarious.
So I'm going into this with the comedy mindset.
Yeah, this movie is fucking hilarious.
Okay. Did they really do that to start
No,
with?
they did not do that on purpose. No, they didn't do it on purpose at all. And this is why this is such a cult sleeper.
That's
like
that's my big hang up.
if
Is
you
like them
come back-
saying they
yeah.
did. Them saying like, oh no, we meant to make it a
No,
black
they
comic.
did
No,
not.
you
They
fucking
absolutely
didn't. No,
did
you
not.
fucking didn't.
They absolutely didn't, and it's fine. It's fine if they wanna pull the card. Be like, no, we meant to make it this funny because like going in like the biggest parallel I can bring up to mind is the movie The Disaster Artist, and it shows Tommy Wiseau and
Okay.
and all those people going in to watch the movie The Room. And he's upset because everybody's laughing, but then the guy that played Mark, the guy that Dave Franco plays that played Mark, right, and in that movie tells him like, no, like think about it like they're laughing, they're having a good time, so act like you did it on purpose. And when they did, it was like, oh, cool, and it found success.
Oh, yeah, baffle them with bullshit, dude.
Exactly, baffle them with bullshit, and that's what this movie is. It's a testament to baffling people with bullshit. Oh, we made a really bad horror movie, not on purpose. People think it's hilarious and are asking if this is the intention, and if we say it is, then people will have fun watching it.
It's pretty much just like the summation of like any real life scenario to where like you do something, you miraculously fuck up in a way that is it's a miraculous fuck up. So all you do is you cross your arms like, yeah, not meant to do that.
Exactly. I meant as long as everybody's getting a laugh and having a good time.
Like, I meant to do that. That was
then why care?
Because I'm thinking in fifth dimension Chinese checkers right now, man.
Yeah.
I'm ahead of you. I've been ahead of you the whole time. You thought it was a horror movie, but actually I was making a black comedy the entire time. You thought you knew. You have no idea what I'm going to do. Don't you pretend to know me, man. I'm working in the sixth dimension. Mr. Mixelplex has no shit on my dick right now, man. I'm thinking ahead.
Okay, so I actually we're already almost 13 minutes in, and I haven't gotten into a thing about this movie yet.
This is the movie, by the way, guys.
Okay, so The Wicker Man, like I said, was made in 2006. It was directed by Neil LaBute. It was written by Neil LaBute and adapted by a screenplay by Anthony Schaefer. That's the 1971 movie. It stars Nicolas Cage, Ellen Burstyn, Lily Sobieski, and Kate Beenham. It was filmed in British Columbia. It was made for $40 million.
$40 million.
It was made for $40 million.
What?
It grossed back $38 million.
What? What? It was 2 mil. What? It was.
Yeah.
What?
Let that sink in for a little bit.
Is that worldwide or
Worldwide.
Okay. That makes it a bit more.
That's their worldwide gross. Yeah.
Sorry, listeners. Sorry, I just got to talk to Fabian for a quick sec. So just take a minute to go somewhere else. $40 fucking million.
It was made for
$40 fucking million.
It was made for $40 million.
Where did that money go?
I do not know yet. I will let you know.
It made back 30.
It made back 38. So it's still a bomb.
It is critically panned.
Hey.
Most people that watch it say that it is trash. $40 million. And then it made back $38 million.
Let this
What?
So let this ease you. It was a bomb. 38 million does not mean it was successful. It was a bomb.
That's still, they nearly broke even.
That's still a bomb.
I mean, financial. I mean, okay, critically, yes, but still, financially, that's
Studio-
still pretty fucking close.
The studio still lost a lot of money making it. Even if they were to break even, which they didn't break even, even if they were to break even, it would still be a bomb.
That is fucking insane, dude. 40 million from the
I know. I'm just as pissed off as you are.
a $40 million parody movie for a niche 1970s British horror fuck. Oh my god! Only Nicolas Cage can be involved.
Yeah.
Only Nicolas Cage.
No,
can be
you
involved.
know it. You know
Yeah,
it.
you know, honestly, that's just a shout out to our fucking boy Nick Cage, man.
That's
That's a Nick Cage treatment right there, man.
Yep.
Just like,
That's the testitude to his greatness.
dude, I'm a motherfucker Academy Award winner. We've seen him fucking act. I'm about to see him do what I'm guessing is some insane shit. Imagine him chewing the fuck out of the scenery.
Oh, dude, he is unhinged. He is like,
my God.
pull the pin out, let him fucking go. Like if Nick Cage is a rabid dog on a leash, let the leash go, and he is just
He's like one of the dogs from Green Room. He's like,
Yeah.
okay. It's like he's got that scent. Let him go.
He's just
only,
going.
He's only responding to somebody saying something in German, and that's why we have
he is just
Bad Lieutenant Port
dude,
of Call, New Orleans.
It takes a second for him to ramp up, but he fucking
Oh,
goes.
is it like a lawnmower? Like you got to prime it a little bit, get a couple tugs on the string.
Well, you can tell, like, yeah. Like it's like yeah. You're pulling it, but the choke's still on, so it's kind of running, but it's there's definitely those scenes in where you can tell the lawnmower's running, but you gotta take the choke off.
Ah, man.
Yeah, no, it's so fun. He is like literally just so unhinged in this movie, and it's so great.
$40 million
I know, it's ridiculous.
in
And,
2006
yeah, that's
for a remake.
this movie's almost 20 years old.
Shut the fuck up, man. I don't want to think about that part.
Well, I'm just trying to think about that in fucking.
Almost 20 years.
I'm trying to think about that inflation.
It's like, I mean, true.
Hang on, I'll do the inflation calculator right here.
Oh, that's gonna be even more fucking depressing.
Oh yeah, it's gonna. Well, I'm right here with you. I'm just as mad.
Just Jesus Christ, and still made $38 million back, almost broke even, which I feel like personally for a remake of such a niche movie, because like even then, like back in the if I'm incorrect, let me know, but the Wicker Man back in like 1970s and all that, like it wasn't like a huge movie. It was just a movie, and some people watched it, right? It wasn't like a big groundbreaking ordeal, or was it?
Hang on. Oh, that's another Google.
Another Jujel shirts right there, guys. Got to figure out inflation. And in the time period where nothing happened between 1969 and 1980, did this movie actually matter for when things were not happening?
1913. What the fuck am I?
1913. Are we talking about the original Wicker Man, like fucking origin story or something?
Okay. So.
Oh my God, is this a remake of a remake?
No.
Or wait, you look up inflation and get something pulled up from 1913.
No, I was. Hang on, I'm still calculating. How many zeros is that? Damn it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 40 million. Calculate. Woo! 62 million today.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Ah. Oh.
All right, now I have to look up the Wicker Man 1974 movie. 73? 73 movie.
Well, while you look that up, I've got to do something. Don't worry about it.
Oh. No, I'll wait until you get back. All right. So the 1973 movie was directed by Robin Hardy. Stars Edward Woodward. We'll go down the line. Edward Woodward, who also was in The Equalizer, the original Equalizer, Hot Fuzz. Oh shit! No, he's the guy that runs the monitors in the NWA. Oh, okay, nice. And Breaker Man. Okay, so sweet. Okay, so Christopher Lee, the absolute legend, one of the all-time greatest actors who have ever lived. Diane Salento, okay. Britt Eklund. Oh, okay. So, Ingrid Pitt. Okay, so Britt Eklund and Ingrid Pitt are two very famous Hammer horror icons. Those of you who don't know what Hammer horror is, go look it up. They are an amazing British film industry. Lindsay Kemp, Russell Waters, Aubrey Morris. Oh, okay, cool. Yep, there's Anthony Schaefer was the writer, as I mentioned earlier. Oh, shit. Let's see. Won a Saturn Award, a Rondo Statuette Award, and a Greatest Film of All Time Award. Interesting. It's got a 7.5 rating on IMDb. Let's see.
Wait, what does?
No, the original Wicker Man is actually, it has a Greatest Film of All Time award.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they decided to remake it?
Yeah. It was made for $810,000. It grossed back 520. So both of them bombed.
But
They're both very cult classic movies. Interesting. But actually, like, having seen them both, the original 1973 one is actually a good movie. Like, it is a good movie. It's just tough to put it on with everything else that was happening at the time, which was nothing. And
I mean, when nothing's happening, what could you possibly have going on?
exactly. But no, that the original Wicker Man was, I would say it's one of the most fun cult, like it is a cult movie, but it's also a movie about a cult. So it's fun to have that.
Do you think that's why it didn't do well, based on a lot of more resurgence of like religion, religious iconography, and stuff
most
in movies? Do you
likely,
think that's
yeah,
why?
about at that time, most likely that's probably why it didn't do too well. But it also, like, resurgence in the cult status, like, I can clearly see how it got its cult
Also,
status. And the writing
is this around the same time as like Heaven's Gate and stuff like that, or
73?
I don't know. That time doesn't exist, Fab.
Oh, well, shit. Yeah, I know.
But it's not around the same time, because I remember, if I recall correctly, this is around the time like a lot of cults and stuff start like building up, and
Right.
you got like kind of a fear starts evolving for a lot of like your more.
No, Heaven's Gate was in 1997.
That was in '97. My God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, it was founded in 74. So
okay.
even then, it was
Yeah.
after this movie.
After this movie,
But I mean, still with like the Manson family
Yeah,
murders
Manson
and
family
like
murders
the Branch Davidians and all that shit going on, like it's probably, I think, why it is a testament to, or why it is regarded as one of the greatest movies of all time, is more of, it's a reflection of its era, and in being that there are that many cults going on at the time, and that's what horror does, and this is why I love horror as a genre. It takes the mirror and reflects it up to society and say, hey, and the best horror movies, in my opinion, take a mirror and reflect it up to society and say, hey, this is what's going on. This is what you don't want to look at, but this is what's happening. And in the time, people are like, yeah, fuck this movie. But after it grows, it's like, oh no, that movie is an entirely a pivotal moment of the zeitgeist.
Yeah,
right?
something that it's an amazing social commentary on the things that are happening.
Did I sound smart in that diatribe? Did I sound like I know what I was talking
did right
about?
until the very end, bud, and then you just fucking fumbled.
For those of you who think I don't know what I'm fucking talking about, go fuck yourself.
You just dropped the ball of pivotable.
I know, pivotable. I'm sorry.
You tried talking for this long. No, I'm starting to appreciate that. It definitely feels like that cultural touchstones, and just it's a way like being a fan of museums, like I mentioned before, it's all fucking podcasts. It's definitely those little points where you can go back with art and then touch on what was happening with society, and then being a commentary on things, what's happening at the time. Certain parts may or may not age well, but that's because it's commentary of the time, and then things have evolved, most likely, if not necessarily directly connected to it, but abstractly connected to the fact that these movies came out and people had to start thinking and talking about the subject matters that were present.
Right.
And that is super fucking cool. It's what I enjoy about these. That being said, I have no faith that this movie is going to fall in line with that whatsoever.
No, and I'll agree with you on that. But to put a little cap on this, yeah, this is the horror movies that I love the most are like, well, movies that I love the most are are a window into the zeitgeist of the time, right? But the reason why I love horror the most as a genre, and why it's my favorite genre, again, is because it's willing to take those things that's happening in the world, the terrible, raw, bloody fucking things that are happening in the world, and just show it to you. Because I get it. We all want to live in our perfect little world. We all want to imagine that these things aren't happening. But
see no
when
evil,
you
hear
can
no evil, speak no evil.
Exactly. But when you have these movies that come out, these horror movies that come out, and blatantly show you without being like, you know, in context of the movie.
There's definitely a line and a
yeah. There's a line without being like too heavy-handed, right? But taking the concept of what is going on in today's day and age and showing it to you in a new, different way, and making you feel scared, uncomfortable, anxious. That's what horror is supposed to do. That is how you should feel walking out of the theater. You should feel uncomfortable. You should feel anxious.
A little exposed, a little raw to certain ideas.
Exactly.
And things that have been exposed to you.
Especially the things you've been turning, especially the things you've been turning a blind eye to. It forces you to think about them. It grabs your attention. It forces you to think about it. And honestly, that's why I love horror. Moving on.
Because that's not what we're going to be getting at.
That is not at all what we're going to be watching.
But as you guys know, when it comes to terrible fucking movies, we got to add some sort of like amount of just like modernity and levity and try to elevate it a little bit.
Why is it always the worst fucking movies we watch? We get like we actually sound smart.
We wax poetic about fucking the virtues and beauty of art itself and its way to communicate as a medium to a variety of fucking people and to connect on a variety of levels, whether it be horror, drama, comedy, animation, real life, like fucking any of that to actually connect. We can talk about that when it comes to bad movies, because this movie might drive me insane.
All right. Sweet. So I think that's going to bring us to today's sponsor.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got another ad for Hopkins. This podcast.
This podcast is brought to you by Hopkins Brewing Company, located in Line Book Hub with a great beer, great food, and great friends. If you didn't catch that, rewind it. Anyway,
Play it back in slow motion.
today I had the Old Merchant Pale Ale. It is a very, very good stuff. Fuck it, you know it. You know it. I've had it 1,000 times. It's a great
It's their introductory
staple.
beer. It's their classic. It's one of the many beers that talking to regulars, talking to people that actually work there, like talking to Rhett today. Shout out to fucking Rhett, my homeboy. Check out his fucking food truck, Soul Foods, coming to you soon. If you're eating some great ass goddamn food, plug the shit out of that motherfucker. Also check out Silent H and the Dub Nectar. He does a great job. But his first beer here, and what turned him on to craft beer, was Hopkins Old Merchant Cream Ale. That's when he realized that beer didn't have to taste like filtered piss.
Yeah. No, it is very smooth, very light, very crisp.
Crisp. That's right. Shot.
Very but it's just such a good time to drink. It's just exactly what you want a beer to be.
It's the perfect transitionary period between like a lighter fucking summery like Pilsner or a Mexican lager. It's like that. It's that nice interim, that change between summer to fall. Seasons are in flux right now. We're not fully into fall. We're still leaving the tail end of summer, and this one rides the line of where you need it to be, flavor-wise, crisp-wise, everything. It's right there, and it rides that line.
And if you're still new to drinking beers, like if you're still just kind of like, oh, I only drink like Budweisers or
Heineken
Bud Lights
if you
or
want to treat
Heineken,
yourself.
Yeah, at parties, try the Old Merchant, and you will taste what a beer should be.
It's a great introduction to a new world of craft beers that you should be delighted to enjoy, because we got some motherfuckers doing some insane goddamn shit with beer.
We definitely do. All right, and
That brings us to the next segment.
we are going to do our
Script
reading.
Musical guest, your mom.
And the comic book connection.
There is so many comic book connections, but my comic book connection would be anything written right now by James Tynion IV, Tom Taylor, and also Joe Hill, doing some great dark macabre. And Cullen Bunn. He's also doing some great dark macabre, culty, mysterious. Actually, Cullen Bunn's doing a great Lovecraftian series right now called Arkham.
Fuck yeah! I love Lovecraftian.
Yeah,
shit.
it's called Arkham. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah, the Arkham. Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Outside of the Batman universe.
Outside of Batman universe,
yeah,
the Arkham.
yeah,
It's fantastic, guys.
Yeah.
Read
So,
this fucking shit.
Those who don't know, Arkham was a town in Lovecraft's universe before was the insane asylum for Batman.
This one's written by Cullen Bunn, who's also does some like other actual books himself, but this is like based in there, set in like the 1920s, 1930s, so it was right up my fucking alley. But check this shit out. Just check out a bunch of comic book artists and stuff in general and writers, because they do some amazing goddamn work. They cover a variety of things, but we're not going to read that right now, because right now we're going to read the 1973 version, right? 73?
Yeah, the 19th. Well, yeah, the movie came out in 74.
74.
But the script. I mean, it. Yeah, the movies take a long time.
Movies take a long time to fucking make. So, script says 73. It's from 74.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be doing the OG version of this, and then I guess we're gonna come back and see how it translated.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me turn my microphone so I can talk and actually. Okay. So. This is from Wicker Man 1973. Interior, the Great Hall, day. Howie whirls around from the window to find Lord Summerisle standing behind him. His face is taut and strained.
Did we decide who's going to be who?
Yeah, you're Howie. I'm Lord Summerisle.
Oh, I'm a Howie. All right. Oh, okay, I'm Howie. Okay, I'm Howie. All right. Okay, this was British. All right.
So I was talking to you off mic. So do it British upper class, but with a hint of frustration, because we're in page 65. So you've been looking for a missing child for an hour. Well, in movie time. So that's probably like 5 days, and you still haven't found her. And this is the first time you're meeting the leader of the. So yeah, British upper class with frustration.
So I'm still trying to be polite. All right. All right. No, my lord, it does not refresh me.
Well, I'm sorry. One should always be open to the regenerative influences. After his initial shock of being taken by surprise, Howie We'll just skip past this and we'll just keep going with the dialogue. Okay.
12 gold chain, the style of a pre-Christian sky. Your man said you were expecting me. How was that?
It had to be only a matter of time before you came here. I hear you're looking for a missing child.
I found her.
Good.
In her grave. I want your permission as justice of the peace to exhume her body and have it removed to the mainland for a pathologist report.
You suspect foul play?
Yes. Murder and conspiracy to murder.
In that case, you must go ahead.
Your lordship doesn't seem very concerned.
I'm confident your suspicions are wrong. We don't murder people here.
You mean there are no killings?
I mean, there are no murders. Not as we see it, anyway.
There can still be murder done even if the victim is complicit.
We have our own beliefs. As you've probably noticed, we're a deeply religious people.
Religious! With ruined churches and no priests!
Of course. When I came in just now, I couldn't help noticing that you were observing those children at the stones with particular attention. They are enjoying a divinity lesson.
But they're naked!
Naturally. It's much too dangerous to leap through a fire with your clothes on.
What kind of religion can they be learning, jumping over bonfires in the buff?
Parthogenesis. Literally. As Miss Ross would doubtless explain in her assiduous way, reproduction without sexual union.
What nonsense is this? Fake biology, fake religion. You should be bringing these children to Christ!
Himself the son of a virgin, impregnated, I believe, by a ghost. Howie looks outraged and dumbfounded by turns. Summersisle motions him to a chair and proffers a cigar, which is silently refused. Do sit down. Shocks are so much better absorbed with the knees bent. Oh yes, Sergeant. Even Christians believe in parthenogenesis. As for those children out there, they're leaping through the flames in those hope that the god of fire may make them fertile. And for reality, you can hardly blame them. After all, the girl would not prefer the child of a god to that of some asinine, scarred artisan.
And you encouraged all this rubbish, my lord.
Actively. It's most important that each new generation born on Summersisle be made aware that here the gods aren't dead.
But what of the Christian God to whose glory monasteries and churches have been built on? These islands over the centuries, what of him?
Oh, he's dead. And he can't complain. He had his chance, and in modern parlance, blew it.
What?
Don't you mean how? The people were persuaded that he had become less powerful than the old gods, who still lived on in the woods and the water and the fire and the stone.
It's not possible after so long. Who did this?
My grandfather, actually. It wasn't all that difficult. The tradition of the arcane and the mysterious cleaves to the people of the island with the tenacity which makes it seem an inherent and inalienable possession. And as even you must be aware, Sergeant, there's no race which cultivates a keener sense of spiritual vision than the Celtic.
I don't understand.
It's very simple. In the last century, the islanders were starving. Many were emigrated to Canada and Australia. Fishing and sheep brought in a marginal income, much as it does today on our neighboring islands. But mullet and mutton, so to speak, are hardly the commuters of prosperity. Dutifully, every Sunday, the people, Baptist and Catholic, Presbyterian and Free Kirk, bowed as low as their respective religions permitted to the Christian God and prayed for prosperity. But inevitably, none appeared. In due course, they came to realize that their reward was to be either in the colonies or, as the various priests indicated in a rare moment of agreement, in the New World. Then, in 1868, my grandfather bought this island and set about changing things. He was a distinguished Victorian scientist, agronomist, and free thinker. The T.H. Huxley of the Trozics, you might call him. There's a lot of smart words in this shit. Look at his face. How formidably benevolent he seems as only a man, incredulous of all human good can.
You are very cynical, my lord.
I simply know my family, Sergeant. We can stop there.
Yeah, that just keeps on going. Damn.
No, it's oh shit. That
was fucking
tough.
goddamn mouthful.
I did not realize I was going to be putting on a show.
Yeah.
Fuck, I would have dressed up.
Yeah, put in some vocal warm-ups before the fact if I had to fucking do that.
Seriously. Okay, we're gonna go watch the much worse version.
Yeah, we're gonna go watch
that.
the antithesis to this. Pretty much what that all that. I don't imagine that kind of eloquence to be present.
No,
in this.
absolutely fucking not. But we're still gonna go watch a very fun dumb movie. So we'll go.
What is that? What is that? What is it? Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah! Open my eyes! My eyes! Ah!
And that's when she said, "That's the biggest penis I've ever seen."
And that's when I knew that she was a liar, and I could not believe a word that came out of her mouth.
Right. Just a painful viewing experience. Well, not painful, but the experience. The movie was fun, dumb, campy bullshit, and just ridiculous. But the experience of it, watching it this time, couldn't just watch the movie. Like every little outside influence had to derail and just prolong the movie just that little bit much more.
It made this already 2-hour movie longer than 2 fucking goddamn hours.
Yeah, it took us about almost 3 hours to
Oh
watch
my
this 2-hour
God.
movie. It was bad.
Fucking, oh my God, dude. Yeah, okay, so that was The Wicker Man. I've now seen that.
Yeah, you've seen both versions of it, apparently, because there's 2 versions of it. Fuck, I didn't fucking know there were 2 versions of it. Apparently, the only thing that's different is the ending.
Yeah, with the ending bit, I thought you were being sarcastic until you're like, oh, wait, no, I haven't seen this part. And we're like, oh, wait, what?
No, which
we're
part?
getting out of order.
Okay, yeah.
Let's start
from
at
the
the
beginning,
beginning, which is a very good place to start.
Well, I always find that starting at the end and then going back to the beginning and then periodically tell the story through the beginning and the end. Just tell us what happened.
Sure, Christopher Nolan. Man, that seems like a great way to film a fucking movie that everyone will understand and enjoy.
I was doing a other guy's reference.
Oh yeah, no, like I know, but it's also just reminding me that's how Christopher Nolan just shoots his shit.
It's true.
I'm gonna start at the end, then the beginning, and then the end, then the middle. But not actually the middle, but the middle, the end of the beginning.
But the movie ends in the middle.
Yeah, but it's gonna keep on going for another hour and a half because we haven't reached the end, even though we started at the end.
But it's really the middle.
But it's also the middle and the beginning, all at the same time. And you couldn't keep up with that? You must be a dumb movie goer.
Yeah, you must be an idiot.
But he had nothing to do with this movie. I would not be curious to see what his fucking take on this movie goddamn would be.
Knowing Nolan, he probably fucking loves it.
I mean, probably does. If he loves fucking Fantastic Four, or not Fantastic Four, Fast and the Furious.
Furious. Yeah, Tokyo Drift. The redheaded stepchild of the
The only good one.
yeah, the only good one.
And even then, it's still terrible because it's got that fucking the lead actor. Look, homie, I don't know your name, and I apologize, but your southern accent is terrible, and I hate it, and I hate you representing Americans there in Tokyo.
It's
with
not
your
an
bullshit.
accent. That's just how.
That's how he talks.
That's just how Lucas Black talks.
You're a fucking idiot.
Is it Lucas Black?
I don't care who. I don't know who. What has he been in since then?
He was in Legion, NCIS New Orleans. Yeah, he's been around.
Why? That's terrible. Sounds like
He's gotten better.
sounds like he got mouth fucked by like a southern Rubik's cube.
He's gotten better. He was arguably in his early 20s when that.
I mean,
movie
I
was
guess, but that's also nothing to do with this fucking movie. I'm just thinking of other
no.
bad movies.
Yeah.
That
It
also
gets you.
pissed me off.
There's no movie that just derails your mind more than this one. You're like, this movie sucked. This movie sucked.
I
This
had
movie
to
sucked.
ask for a fucking break. My brain needed a goddamn minute.
It's frustrating, isn't it?
Jesus fucking Christ, man. This fucking okay. Positives. Let's start off on a positive
All right.
note.
I do have a couple positives.
Okay, I've got 3 pages of notes.
Oh, thank God. Because I've only got like 3 notes.
I've got 3 pages.
So, first positive isn't even regarding this movie. It's regarding the 1973 film. The YouTube channel Analyzing Evil just barely did a Analyzing Evil episode about Lord Summersisle from the 1973 movie. Go check that out. It's a fun watch. Yeah. So that was my first positive.
So that's a third of your notes.
Yeah, I actually do have a couple of notes. So I think the cinematography in this movie is very well done. Like it's a pretty movie.
It's very nicely shot. There's like a lot of like a lot of these could easily be just like like stills. It'd make you think you're watching a much better movie if you saw just stills.
Yeah, for
of
sure.
this fucking
Especially
movie.
that first shot of Willow when she's standing in the doorway, baked in sunlight. Like,
Yeah.
God damn, that's a pretty fucking shot.
It's a pretty fucking shot. Yeah, no,
So-
or even just like the slow like one shot pans over like everything going on. Really well shot.
It's way better than this movie deserved for sure.
See where the money fucking went.
Another positive from me is I love the change from the original to like the original was just about a cult and wanting to get their crop back, right?
Yeah.
Which is bare bones, like that's kind of what this movie is. But they take that and they go, oh, what if we make everybody's bees? And Lord Summersisle is Sister Summersisle, and she's the queen bee. And all the male...
Oh, is that what they were going for?
Yeah, it's not very subtle, is it?
No.
And all the men are just subservient workers who don't talk, and all the...
Drones are only good for fucking and doing menial tasks.
reproducing and menial tasks. Yeah. So I did think in concept... not being beaten over the head with it, but
my
in concept
head hurts.
In concept, that's a really cool idea. I like that change, and like women are still taking it back, but this is a little bit before the modern wave of feminism. So I think that's kind of cool to see, like just the women getting back at the man, the phallic symbol. I thought that
Phallic symbol.
it could have been written better, but I thought it was kind of cool. Let's see. And then the last thing I have in my positive notes, they changed. So Rowan's name in the original is Rowan Morrison. They changed it to Rowan Woodward, and I think I know...
Because plants, guys. Everyone's named after a plant.
Wait, is a woodward a plant?
A wood word.
No.
What is Rowan? It's a word for wood. Because it's a type of fucking tree.
All right. I was thinking of it as whole, not thinking... two separate wood word. I was thinking woodward. Oh, what's a woodward plant? It's wood word. Okay. Anyway, so I think I actually had I think I have a reasoning for that. The main character in the original, pulling out Sergeant Howie. They changed Nick Cage's name too. It's played by Edward Woodward.
Okay.
So I think they changed it to kind of give him like, hey, shout out to you for being in the original and everything. I don't know. That would be my assumption.
I mean, no, that makes sense because that's just so incredibly fucking on the goddamn nose.
Right.
Like, completely fits in line. But also, it's everyone is a wood word.
Word.
Willow Woodward. That's a Woodward. Rowan Woodward.
Willow.
Beech.
Rowan.
Woodward.
Wait, Rowan? What's a Rowan?
It's like an oak.
Oh, okay.
It's a type of tree.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay, that one kind of sat there with me. What is Lily Sobieski's name in this fucking movie?
It's not Rose because that was a teacher. It's not Beech because that was
her fucking name is Honey. Sister Honey. They never say it out loud. Sister Honey, Willow,
just bees, guys.
Dr. Moss, Sister Rose,
Dr.
Sister
Moss,
Thorne.
Rose,
They didn't
Thorne.
give her twin a name like out loud, but her name is Sister Thorne. So it's Sister Rose and Sister Thorne when he meets her twin.
Well, every rose has its thorn.
Right. Sister Beech, spelled Beech.
Yeah, like the tree.
Right. Rowan, truck stop woman, station.
Truck stop woman.
What kind of tree is that, Cole? Tell me what kind of fucking tree is
it's
that?
part of the second wave of feminism. Truck stop woman.
Truck stop woman. Okay, so yeah, I think that also to finish that thought, the original actor or the original protagonist, Edward Woodward, the actor, he's in Hot Fuzz. He's the leader of all the security cameras.
Oh, I still haven't seen Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, we'll have to watch it.
We'll have to watch that.
Now then.
Okay. Have you covered the breadth of your in-depth, varied notes?
I think all of my notes are done.
All right.
I have nothing else positive to say about this movie.
All right. Let's get to my notes. Aaron Eckhart
Yeah, that was wild.
with the mustache.
Yeah, he's in it for 2 seconds. He's
Says-
just finishing his fucking pancakes and
Pancake
fucks
says
off.
thank you and then fucks off with a trucker's hat and a mustache. What? Diner book racks. Growing up where I did, I remember like stopping at gas stations and diners and having those.
Oh, yeah.
I remember those. And it's like that kind of got me a little bit. Like, oh, I remember those.
Yeah. And
That
being,
was
when
a
I was
weird
on tour
time.
and everything,
Yeah.
just seeing like sweet.
Oh, look, books. Okay.
Pelican Brief. Nice.
Nice. Okay. The next note is probably my biggest complaint about the movie.
Okay.
It might surprise you. The music. It's great. It's grandiose. It builds up, but every time it plays, it's over nothing. Nothing is happening every single time. Big, sweeping music, strings, horns, woodwinds, everything coming in. When we first started, it's just Nicolas Cage just driving around, not even doing cop shit. He's just on a motorcycle driving around. And then every time the music picks up, it's him doing something innocuous and fucking boring. Like, oh, he's walking through the woods. Oh, he's walking through the cemetery. Like, it builds up like something's going to happen. And then nothing happens.
I mean, I think, yes, I agree 100%. But I think the reason why they do that is because they know nothing's happening, so they have to make the scene.
Oh yeah, it's like are you
be interesting? We'll put music behind it.
Sweeping
And
violins and strings.
I would also like to see a side-by-side comparison between the two versions because I don't remember the music being a problem in the other version.
That's like I don't know if the music is a problem because every time it happens, nothing is fucking happening.
Well, it's definitely a problem in this version. I'll agree with you 100%.
Most of my notes, actually not most, but a good just chunk of them is every time the fucking music plays, nothing is fucking happening.
He's just looking off into the woods. No, 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 no. Rowan. And then next scene.
Oh yeah, it's like Rowan. No music. All right. Okay. So what's actually skip ahead of my notes a little bit for the one that really pissed me off. Oh yeah. Big dramatic music. Nick Cage almost falls through the floor. Oh my god! But he doesn't. He pulls himself up. He takes a minute to catch his breath. Next scene.
Yeah.
Nice dissolve into the sun rising.
Completely fucking pointless.
What the fuck? Why? What? Going back.
What is it even supposed to be saying?
Nothing.
It was like, oh, that the island is treacherous, is like whatever. It was like, no.
He's just walking in an old barn and happened to fall
no
fucking
shit.
through.
No shit. That doesn't say anything.
And
that
if he
scene
falls,
serves
he's
nothing.
not going to hurt himself that fucking bad. It's not like
No.
He might sprain his leg or something.
He might twist his ankle.
twist his
he
ankle.
He might bust out his knee, but like nothing.
Maybe
like,
crack his coccyx. Or
Yeah,
some
yeah.
shit.
unless he figures out how to flip over and land on his goddamn neck.
Which he probably fucking could figure out how to do based on that dive in. Where
Yeah,
it just
that weird
takes a
fucking
weird
sideways
side dive.
God damn, that was crazy.
God damn. Then my next note, common note in a lot of movies like this. That kid deserves to die. That kid fucking sucked, and I'm so glad she caught on fire. That is I'm just going to keep on throwing this. First of all, this doll that I should not be playing with in 2006, which I know is when this takes place because people have fucking cell phones. You are not playing with a doll like that. That is a creepy, possessed doll.
Oh, but spoilers.
Oh, but it got burned. Why is it burned? Why is it burned?
But spoilers.
Well, you spoilers for this 20-year-old movie.
They were two. Yeah, there were two people from the island. You saw them took their masks off
Yes,
at the
they
end.
took their masks off because we never know who they are and blah 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 blah. Blah. Ugh.
Also, that makes that entire scene it makes completely fucking no sense.
Yeah, how'd they get out of the fucking fire?
How'd they get out of the car? The car fucking exploded.
Well, that's another fucking problem I had is like, okay, so he's trying to break the glass, get through. I get that. So he does. And then he starts prying it open with his gloved hands. No amount of glove that you have on is going to prevent your hands from being sliced. And then the car explodes, and this fucker's just fine. He just got a little bit of PTSD and some slight pain.
Yeah. Well, on top of that, then maybe they could have just ran away because they said, "Oh, we never found the bodies." Well, if Nick Cage is fine from the explosion, why not assume that the other two were fine
fucking
too?
Is. And
everybody was fine.
I mean,
explosions don't fucking
clearly this
do
was
nothing.
fucking rigged because that semi passed on one side of the road and then comes back immediately just as fast. Okay, another big fucking note. You are not a horror movie if you just insert the same fucking thing we saw at the beginning of the movie every 10 fucking minutes. Like, hey, remember
Remember when something happened in this movie?
Remember? Oh, it wasn't that. It's not even a jump scare. It's just, it's just because he's. I'm going to get to arguing certain points about this for a minute, but I've got grievances to air.
I don't think we're going to argue. More or less, we're both going to be angrily shouting the same point.
Yeah. The handwriting on the letter is too fancy. That is immediately suspect. Nobody writes like that.
Yeah, it's sus as fuck.
That is calligraphy. Ain't nobody who's worried about a child writing in calligraphy.
Yeah.
And if you is, you ain't that worried about your fucking child because you're writing in fucking calligraphy. That shit takes time.
Dip.
My dearest Edward.
I do declare
that I've been missing you something fierce and thirsting for you more than a hot summer's day, and I ain't got no iced tea. It's with a heavy heart. I must say that I have a child, and that child is lost. No. And then just any interaction, that's another problem I have with this. Is like any interaction that anybody has in this movie is not a human interaction.
No.
That's not how people talk to each other at all. Like even when... Okay, Nick Cage, I'm guessing he's, pretty well-respected cop at his precinct,
Right,
the lady
right.
from the island comes like, here, you're getting a commendation, or you're thinking about quitting.
Who's also part of the island.
Also part of the island. Oh, what would you fucking do? If only that hadn't been hinted at in a goddamn flashback. One of the
bees.
Oh, it's a bee. Wait a minute, I think she actually might be. So he shows up with the goddamn note to talk to what I'm guessing is his buddy with the mustache, since they're both at the fucking diner. And he's just the most insane interaction when he's talking about this. Like, oh, wait, I didn't know that the plot thickened. I didn't know there was a plot. Oh, well, you've got to do something. Have you at least tried calling it? None of it is fucking real. None of these people are real. Clearly, this entire thing has been fucking orchestrated, and Nick Cage is a bad cop because he's not realizing that any of this shit is fucking... He's getting half answers everywhere he fucking goes. Like, oh, okay, I guess I'll just keep on searching somewhere else.
I guess I'll go fuck myself.
Oh, how about that? Oh,
Yeah, he just takes it and fucking goes. But he's also drugged out of his mind the whole time.
I mean, that gets... Okay, well, Nicolas Cage is a drugged out cop cliche.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, there's human interactions, more complaints about the music. Swing It, some sort of city talk. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up with that. I can get some cliched like, oh, is that some sort of city talk? Like, if you bring it, like, if you can swing it. Like, first of all, why do they have an inn if people aren't really allowed to stay there? Obviously, it's a place of setting things up. They say you only have a day. So what is the fucking timeline? Because we see nights pass multiple fucking... He spends the night nearly underwater in a fucking crypt.
I was actually really bothered by that too. I was thinking about that. I was like, okay, so the day after next. And then 4 days go by.
Yeah. He's got
what
forever.
The fuck are we doing
He's
here?
just spending all the fucking time here. But that's also not suspect. And of course it's fucking not. Yeah, does he get jurisdiction? The fuck? No, he doesn't. So what the fuck is he planning getting to do, doing anything there? Also, he's a bad cop. He should show up with a partner to corroborate this shit.
Yeah.
All right, this guy's a bad... This is just another movie.
He's just a terrible cop.
This is another movie, glad he's dead.
It might make sense in 1973 England, but
in 2006
Washington, it makes no fucking sense.
Oh, so first of all, we have an American cop not going there with a fucking partner to corroborate his story, not the actual fucking witnesses, make sure he's okay, and he's not constantly wielding a gun.
Yeah.
The gun shows up later than fucking Ellen.
Yeah, it's true.
Just fucking Christ. Yeah, how did she write that note so fast when she went upstairs and came back down and handed him a note? Because the whole fucking village is in on it. Also, not suspect that this
she already, yeah.
this fucking written, incredibly well written, to the point where it's like, this is clearly from the medieval times, somebody writing like this with all the big swooping letters and the thick backs.
Yeah.
Discount Kathy Bates.
True.
Pissing me off. Kind of just made me want to watch Misery every time she was on screen. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'd rather just watch Kathy Bates.
No, she did a good job of being Discount Kathy Bates. I'll give her that.
She did give her that. It just made me wish for Kathy Bates every
Yeah.
time she showed up. But Sister Beach way to do a great job.
They would have exceeded their budget.
Yeah.
With Kathy Bates on set.
Yeah, you can't call it horror if you just jump scare a semi. Where's his gun? Big dramatic music. Okay. Also, yeah, other my major notes in all caps.
Oh yeah, I saw those. I couldn't read them though.
Act less like a cult. Be less suspicious. You are raising every red flag for this terrible fucking cop. This guy is bad at his job.
They're seriously just giving him all the answers.
It's
and
like,
he's just
it's like, this is a creepy cult. This is all being set up for your eventual murder. You should not be here. You're a fool to have come alone. Everything they fucking do.
And then he's like, I'll keep that in mind.
Where's the little girl, though? Oh, no, I'm high on painkillers. Oh, semi! I'll
keep that in mind.
Oh, dude, I remember the fire.
But now everything they say, I would have been like, immediately just flipped around. When they said, oh, you're not allowed to be here, I'm like, sweet. So I'd flip around and immediately go get like the fucking
dripping burlap sack. Dude, just stop right there while you're talking to ladies who will not make eye contact with you, and it's just dripping and flopping around, but they're just standing there.
And then they're like, "You're not supposed to be here." Oh, we don't know of her. Oh, but we know of her mother. Blah blah blah. Immediately turn around, get back on the plane, go get the ATF, and come back.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking phone the shit in. Like, oh my god. Yeah, half-ass answers. No one acts like people. Another positive note, good incorporation of the word quixotic. It's been a while since I don't really hear that word used that often. And it's nice to have a nice.
The second use of it wasn't.
No.
Yeah, the first use of it was right.
And like it's like, oh, nice way to insert some Don Quixote into here.
Yeah.
Ooh, is he also like Don Quixote? Attacking that fucking oh my god, the fucking windmill is not actually a windmill. This is a fucking monster. Next note. Oh, it's his daughter. Wow.
Whoop-de shit. Also, big shocker.
What a twist. Didn't see that coming from a mile fucking away. Ooh, linger on the Ritual of the Ancients book. I wonder if that has to do with anything. Also, the whole double dream sequence.
Also, yeah, the double dream sequence was really fucking just...
His reaction was perfect. God damn it!
Yeah.
It's like, the fuck
That's exactly how I felt.
What the fuck are we doing? Okay.
So, yeah, before the Ancients book is like, if you've seen the original, like, it's so just like blatantly shoving it in your face. You know what's gonna happen, and it really is annoying.
Cult. Yeah. We're in a cult and we're all lying to you. Cult. Yep. What's really going on here? I gotta know. Is this like a cult? What's happening? I don't understand. And I'm really fucking confused. And now I get to yell.
Yeah. When he finally loses his fucking mind is awesome.
Second of all, man has an allergy. Walks next to hives.
Yep.
Willingly, just you're asking. Not only you're a bad cop, you're bad with allergies.
Yeah. Well, he brought his EpiPens,
but...
but...
what they fucking do? He's still... where there's a shit ton of goddamn bees.
Yeah.
An EpiPen's only going to do so fucking much. As a cop, he should fucking... as someone with a lifelong allergy to the point where it could kill him, which is mentioned several times, he should know, I'm not going to go... It's like the little shit fucking... at the end of My Girl, where fucking Kevin McAllister gets stung by all those goddamn bees. We're talking about his whole fucking goddamn bee allergy. That's another motherfucker that I'm glad he's dead. You're fucking around bees. You know you're deadly allergic to bees. Don't fuck around bees. You looked up and saw that they are known for their honey, which means there is a fuck ton of bees. You're such a bad fucking cop, dude.
Bees.
Bees.
I mean, I don't fucks with sunflowers.
Not the bees. You fucked the sun. You thought you heard the word sunflower when we were describing a beer yesterday that I was trying out?
Immediately
and you're
like,
hold on, wait, now,
what's in it?
because you have a lifelong fucking allergy and you don't want to go out like that. That's a bitch way to fucking go. It's like, oh wait, just anaphylaxis. Lame.
Ugh. God, it's so...
what a brutal and slow way to die.
When you can't, like, it sucks, like, when you can't breathe, but also it's itchy. Like, it's fucking itchy.
So you need to scratch and breathe
but it's
at the same
inside
time.
your throat.
So you can't reach.
It's fucking terrible.
And you would know because you suffer from allergies and you know what will happen. So you'll make the smart fucking move not to go... Even if you are looking for your supposed lost daughter, are you going to fuck around in a sunflower field?
No, fuck that.
How the fuck are you going to find her if you're doing that? You're fucking dead.
I'll chill on the outside and have somebody do it for me.
This is why you bring a partner and be like, hey, you who can be around sunflowers.
Go investigate that. I'll be on the radio.
This is a perfect opportunity for you to disappear as a side character, and now I'm even more invested because now my partner's gone.
And I still can't go in those fucking
sunflowers.
Could have had something there.
Could have. This movie could have had a lot of things.
This movie could have been good.
Yeah.
It also just couldn't have been made.
An hour and 3 minutes before we fucking get Ellen Burstyn. Like,
yeah.
Hour and 3 fucking minutes. Okay, get it. The whole cult is like a hive.
Yep.
Wow. Then the weird clashes of the sexes, religious and societal judgments turn. Like when Cage starts taking off, it's like, oh, because the men are weak. I don't believe in all your kooky, wacky shit.
Yeah.
I'm from somewhere normal. Okay, this could have been expounded upon, but let's just throw this into a brief interaction between you and Ellen and then just get the fuck out of the cool. Cool fun. Next scene. Loud music, walking.
Right.
RW on the sweater. This is why you label kids' clothes. I was always concerned as a child that I never had my name on my underwear. Just saying, what if I get abducted? How am I supposed to identify my shit and where I am? Anyone could be wearing those, shit-stained Superman underwears. Not just me. Those could be somebody else's skid marks.
Yeah.
So put your kids
This is an entire plot line in Back to the Future.
Yeah. It's written all over your underwear. See, put your name on your underwear so people can identify your shit. She did right with the fucking sweater, which they also just fucking planted because that sweater would have been gone or dissolved and sunk down. Like it would have been... It's just scary imagery for the sake of it. Ooh, there's a crow on the fucking desk. Oh, I'm just going to be a kid that falls out of this closet while you're investigating shit. And we're just going to laugh. Scary imagery of this happening. Then the random cartoon moment where it's like, Summer's Isle. What's in this room? Just some weird, heavily stoned dude, tumor man, just there, naked, I'm guessing, for sex. And what's in here? Some naked young lady covered in bees. All right, and what's behind this door? And behind this door? Like, they should have just started like chasing Summer's Isle between the doors and having like do that thing where they pop out.
Oh, the fucking Scooby Doo. Yeah, the 60s music.
Yeah. And they pop out each other like, we scared each other because we opened the doors on the opposite side, then we run back in. But like, oh wait, no, I'm the villain, and I realize that's what. I honestly would respect the movie more for having that happen.
I would
during
too.
that fucking scene. It's like, no. You're making
a black. It's so closely set up for that.
You're making a black comedy, Cage. You told me you said that you were after this fucking movie came out. Where's that? Where's my Scooby Doo moment? Because you have less detective skills than those teenagers in that
At
fucking
least,
van.
like, I mean, I don't know. Well, like they took the that whole bit about just like opening up doors. I don't think that was the whole idea in the 70s one, but there is that bit where Howie opens up the door and there's a naked naked chick just chilling in a bathtub, and he's like, "Oh, sorry," and he walks out. So I think they kind of thought, I was like, "Ooh, how can we top that? Naked lady covered in bees."
I also saw Candyman. Ooh. Kung Fu Sobieski. It's like I'm going to start punching all the women and then break out some weird Kung Fu. Sobieski
kicks her
kick her against like a fucking proper sidekick, like he's doing taekwondo. It's like, wah! And just, poof.
Yeah, it gets so wild at the end.
Oh, yeah, and then also, once again, in all caps, this fucking music. Stop scoring nothing.
Nothing and a whole bunch of nothing.
Oh, okay, then, when it's, everything's involved, oh, what a twist. As a note. And then after that, I just started looking at shit. Those glaucoma twins look like Rachel Dratch from SNL.
Okay.
Just start shooting. Oh no, bullets are gone. Oh no fucking shit, because you don't keep track of any of your crap. You don't hold on to any, like you shouldn't trust anybody here, but you just leave your shit sitting around. What is the deal with the last minute shaky POV camera work when he's being put up into the fucking Wicker Man itself? Like we've been having all these awesome sweeping shots, and then suddenly it's just like shaky POV camera work of him being kind of raised up to the head of the Wicker Man.
I think they just kind of had an idea, like let's put the camera. Let's just put the camera on a rope and just haul it up the thing.
because
I don't know.
I mean, you haven't done
They
anything
probably
like that this
ran out
whole
of.
movie.
They probably ran out of steam at the end. There's just kind of like fuck it.
I guess.
Let's try to get the full scope of the Wicker Man and try to get a shot from
Let's try to
inside
establish
of it.
the intensity and suspense behind Nicolas Cage being hoisted like a fucking dumbwaiter all the way to the top of Wicker Man, all the way to the top of it. There's also other fucking animals in there, so this is more than just one sacrifice.
Yeah, it's a lot of sacrifice.
It's
I forgot about all the other animals.
There's like a fucking
what the fuck
goat
are we doing?
and shit, like a goddamn raven,
Yeah.
which apparently the raven signifies. I'm not aware of the relationship between ravens and bees, but I don't think it's as intense as these fucking cultists make it seem. Like
I was kind of curious about that too, and then like at the end they're all saying like "death to the crow."
yeah,
and,
death
like,
to the crow,
what
death to the crow. So like, guys, the remake's going to come out in like 20 years after this. Way to know that you should not fucking watch
Fucking goddamn
the Crow remake. I still am going to force myself to watch that movie just to be pissed off.
I don't think I'm gonna watch it.
None of their worship makes sense. This is not a cult where any of the religion or the worship makes sense. I feel like in some better done cult movies, there's a bit more like, especially when it comes to like crops and shit like that. Like we've got centuries worth of this kind of belief stuff you can easily pull off of, and all there seems like a hodgepodge of just like trigger phrases, keywords, and things that you just know to be like, yes, this is one of those bad cults that sacrifice to they believe in polytheism, and then use all this sacrificials. Like it doesn't really make much fucking sense.
Yeah,
especially with bees, I feel like you can do a lot more off. Well, that's also another note. Is I just feel like there's so many things that could have been expounded upon. They really like things that they hinted at. Were like, okay, this could be a fun angle. Where you go. Oh, next scene. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then also, why is Sobieski a blue goat? Just wearing blue goat first. You got a blue. Okay, whatever. And then other than that, James Franco. Because we're getting to the fucking end.
I'm gonna let you finish your notes, and then I'll get back to those.
And then we'll get back to those. And my last note is, Midsommar did it better.
Yeah. Okay. So
the whole fertility man in a bear suit thing. Midsommar
going
did it
back.
better. Let's go back. Now that I've aired my grievances.
So yeah, I have no idea why Lily Sobieski was in a blue goat suit. At least she got to wear clothes in this movie. And then let's see what else. Oh, the fucking that tacked on little epilogue does not exist. That's not a thing.
Yeah, no. Clearly, they're going to continue going on doing what they're doing, but also, so you're sending. I mean, two of the more recognizable characters. You want to give them a bit more screen time, I guess. But also, like, we already know what's going to fucking happen.
Right.
I don't need to see young James Franco.
And it completely fucking ruins the momentum of the movie.
Yeah, like with what you said, how it originally ended with the falling of the Wicker Man's head. Like, falls into
the
camera.
73 version did it. Not the version we watched did it. Like, no, it ramps up, he dies, boom, smash cut to the credits. It's over. The story's done. Leave everybody with that. Don't give them this little fucking thing to chew on. We don't give a shit.
It almost felt like, are you trying to set up the Wicker Man 2?
Yeah.
Wicker Man?
Probably some bullshit grab at a sequel.
Also, why is she so excited that he's a fucking cop? Does it have to be a fucking cop? It's like, is that what it's...
I mean,
I want to know the actual themes and reasonings behind this. I feel like if you actually took the time to build up any of this could be a lot of fucking fun and a truly terrifying movie.
Yeah, I think it gives them, like they say earlier, they need a reason to go to the island willingly, and a missing child is, and it's like, oh, you're a suspected missing child of blah, blah,
that's
blah.
also another thing that doesn't fucking make any goddamn sense. I was like, okay, well, I guess kind of. He's got the PTSD from watching this girl. Like these two women die from one of the world's fastest U-turning semis on the goddamn planet on a 2-lane highway that's able to turn around on a dime and keep up speed.
Yeah.
And just take shit
Absolutely impossible in physics.
It's so fucking dumb.
Fucking.
They return to it so many times. It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to go pick up the dog. It's like, what in the fuck?
Yeah, so there's a fun, again, as always.
Music should have been ramping up to that instead of staying silent.
Again, as always, drink responsibly, but there's a fun drinking game. Take a drink every time Nick Cage remembers the highway accident.
And as he continues to ramp up to full Cage, just start drinking, like pulling a bit harder every time. Just like have a beer, just like a bit more. And then once you get to the last 30 to 20 minutes of this movie where we're finally... I can forgive this movie.
It gives you one last one, too.
It gives me one last little... I can forgive this movie for being kind of shitty and boring, but like not if I'm having to watch muted Cage be bad at his job. And I don't mean bad at acting. I mean being a character who's bad at his job.
Yeah.
If you want people to sympathize with the lead character, you've got to show them being good at their job. And you did not do that. He stopped and picked up a horrifying fucking doll, and then like he's not.
Which he didn't question at all. Like,
No.
Which is, I probably wouldn't either. It's some kid's doll. Who gives a shit?
But also, who's going to stop and fucking actually pick it up, or even go through the time to keep on?
I mean, he's a cop. He's a good guy.
Also, another reason why this doesn't fucking work is he's an American cop.
Yeah, and he's supposed to be a good guy.
And he's a motorcycle
He's a
cop.
terrible person, too, at the same time.
Yeah, I mean...
Which, well, maybe he is a good cop.
Or is he a good cop, or is he a bad cop? Or is he a terrible person? Because he seems super concerned about...
All right, now I'm conflicted.
Because you don't know if he's good at his job or not.
The character is not defined. We shouldn't be having this argument.
Well, it's part of the fucking problem. Is he good at his job? Is he bad at his job? Is he a drug addict? Is he not a drug? Like, what? There's so many things that could easily make this like a fun and awesome movie.
Yeah.
Like, I could see like back in like 1970s this being a bit more cut and dry. Like, cults are bad, scary, creepy. We talked about it earlier during the preamble, especially during the time with like the resurgence of Catholicism and religion coming back in and cults being scary. And like, all those other cults showing up at the same time, bad things happening, little compounds and stuff. Okay, I get it. You can easily feed into the zeitgeist the fear that is this. You're not making it in 2006. How can you bring this into a modern era and really freak people out? Not like this.
No.
This is not nothing about this movie is scary. It was just annoying to have the jump scares that happened when they happened.
Yeah.
It's like,
no.
And just... With the fucking it's another problem I have with a lot of fucking jump scares and a lot of early 2000s fucking movies trying to make things scary. Just that sharp violin buildup. Like, I know what's fucking happening.
Yeah.
Wait.
All right, and then the last thing, yes, Midsummer did it better than
So much better
than this movie.
I feel like homie saw this movie, took it personally. He's like, you know what? Give me some time. I'm gonna make a much better version of this fucking movie.
No. What happened was he saw the original 73 version and wanted to pay homage to that.
Oh, he saw the 73. He's like, we're gonna forget that 2006 happened.
Yeah, no, this movie never happened. So he was like, oh, the Wicker Man. Yeah, I want to do a modern telling of that. Where do we go? Sweden. There we go. We do it
do some Swedish, like Celtic, Nordic, fucking, folklore, culty shit, and then bring in a bunch of, college students, make them curious about stuff. Let's give one a
They toned it up too. Like instead of just having one guy sacrificing the island, to have an entire group of people.
Yeah.
And we were like, let's pick them off. And it's great. I
And-
love Midsummer.
And each of them also fill a certain role, following the ritual itself to where it all makes sense. Like you got the one homie who's now sticking around with fucking Florence Pugh, like he's a shitty boyfriend now becoming that eventual person, being the betrayal and getting her to stay within the compound, like little colony itself. Like it all makes sense. It all works together in a great way. Just bringing in one random dude occasionally to fucking this one makes no sense.
Yeah.
Especially like why? Okay, like does it have to be a cop sacrifice? Is some sort of like noble hero type thing they're trying to do? Because that's what James Franco says in the not even like the.
I'm going to go ahead and refuse to acknowledge that happened.
Okay, but then
I'm very mad.
But with that
I
scene,
saw that.
you could add more to the fact that you need a noble soul to sacrifice to kind of keep the crops going.
Which would track, yeah. But Nick Cage is not a
why
noble
you have
soul.
those noble souls in Midsummer sacrifice themselves. They're the ones that get to be fucking drugged out until the fire actually kicks in. They realize everything they're doing is stupid and they're dying for no fucking reason, which is awesome. Which they don't do in this fucking movie.
Yeah, that was.
But you can make it a lot. This movie should be better because you can elevate the stuff like that, like a hero sacrifice at the end for the good of everybody, and that's how it can kind of be construed in a way as like, hey, you keep all the inbreeding down, which you mentioned briefly while yelling at Ellen, by bringing in outside forces, keeping everything a little bit diverse, and then having that one kind of noble, pure, not even pure, but just noble soul. Like all cops are bastards, but also there are some who actually have a genuine desire to actually want to help people. That's a very noble thing. And so if you were to sacrifice yourself like they did back in the day when people would offer to be sacrifices for the greater whole of the community, that would make sense. But they don't fucking do that. Cage just goes around punching women, karate kicking them. And then gets his legs broken, which we missed in this fucking version for some goddamn reason.
We had to go back and find the unrated version.
Pause the movie and watch the one fucking series of scenes that everyone knows from this fucking movie. The scenes that the B scene. They cut out the B scene.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with this version.
2 minutes of James Franco.
Yeah.
And fucking, oh God, John Ritter's kid. What the fuck whatever his name is.
I don't fucking know.
He's great, and he's delightful, and actually really funny and a nice person. Takes after his father, so way to go there. Sorry I had to be next to James Franco. And up here, I'm pretty sure you didn't get credited for this fucking movie.
Probably not. No, neither of them did.
But just, man, I almost want to take a pass at this and pick out certain parts that I actually enjoyed about it and then make a movie better off of that, because there's certain aspects that you can pull for like horror and thrills and suspension or suspense, then just kind of, we're going to throw all this in. It's a 2006 movie. That's just what they did in all movies. We got this. All right, let's shove that into about an hour 45. And here's $40 million.
Yeah.
But I did get to see Nicolas Cage sidekick, which is amazing.
You know, see Nick Cage run up to a woman and punch her in a bear costume.
Or not even run up, just like saunter towards Discount Kathy Bates.
Oh yeah, that one too.
Yeah, just like it's like, oh man, he's gonna let her fucking, he's gonna tell her. Oh my God,
He just fucking sucks.
cocks the fuck out of her.
Like, oh.
And she's like twice his fucking size. Like, this is like a strong, sturdy Nordic woman. Like, she's the kind that is like playing the bar wench like she is now, but it's like back in medieval times, and she's the one like picking up people who are fighting and throwing him out. She's the badass bitch married to a tiny ass little dude that just does nothing but want to fuck her brains out and please her.
That sounds like heaven to me.
Exactly. And that could have been a fun way of taking the character, but no, you didn't do anything fun like that. You just make it all incredibly fucking suspicious with a dumb fucking cop who doesn't read in anything.
All right, we're just retreading the same shit.
I know, man.
So let's go ahead and end this episode.
Yeah, no, I mean, okay. We'll end with the positives. I always want to end with some positives. I don't want to just...
Positives, we went over a little bit earlier.
I mean, but I just want to reiterate, like...
I would say it's a very dumb, slow burn movie, but it is a fun time. If your fun time is getting really frustrated that people don't act like how people don't act like people.
It's a great way of writing dialogue and interactions because you know exactly how not to do it.
Yeah, it's an example of what not to do. This entire movie is an example of what not to do, except for maybe the cinematography.
Yeah. Well, and also Cage. I mean,
also Cage. You can't fault Cage.
Cage fanboys, kind of hard not to.
Or Ellen Burstyn.
I mean, bitch fucking do it. I mean, she's like, what? How old was she at the time?
We
looked it up.
Early
like,
60s.
Yeah, in her early 60s, looking fucking fine and doing great, man.
She's 92 now and still looks fucking great.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna end this episode, and next
all
week,
those children they find in pizza shops.
I think we're gonna leave next week's episode up as a mystery because I don't even know what we are going to. I don't even think we know what
we don't even know what we're gonna do. How dare you guys assume that you're gonna know what we're gonna fucking do?
You know what they say about assuming? It makes an ass out of you and Ming.
Ming, death to Ming.